Welcome once again to OwanaPaedia, the one-stop center for the history of Uganda, and we don't ignore the rest of the world. My name is Tony Geoffrey Owana, the face of OwanaPaedia, and there is a face you will hardly ever see in the one and only Herbert Semiano, son of the fallen Samuel Matovu, who, by the grace of God, works with me. History for posterity is assured. Herbert will take charge when you are no longer seeing me. Don't worry. But this is not about will making. Don't worry. What do we have for you today? Before I even reveal it, subscription. Don't fail to subscribe. You might miss out on the goodies which Herbert Semiano is preparing.
Tony Owana really loves our history. He has a passion for doing research. And he shares all this history with you so that you can make informed choices.
Banange, have you subscribed to OwanaPaedia? I don't know what you are waiting for.
And he shares all this history with you so that you can make informed choices.
Rebels have a political motive. They have a leadership. They have a social organization, and they have a long-term objective. They have an agenda. But fellows who go around raping girls and so on, those are not rebels. Those are just thugs. So even the term should be changed.
Tony Owana really loves our history. He has a passion for doing research. And he shares all this history with you so that you can make informed choices.
We are taking you back again about 30 years at least. About 30. In a period when the bandits of Joseph Kony's Lord's Resistance Army were causing a lot of trouble in northern Uganda. Godfrey Senoga, that veteran of Uganda television, traveled to the north aboard an army helicopter to see for himself firsthand how the war was being conducted both by the rebels and by the National Resistance Army soldiers, now UPDF, who were pursuing them. He managed to get a word from the person who was in command of an operation meant to flush out those rebels once and for all, and that was Major General David Bwajojo Tinyefuza, who is now retired General David Sejusa. In Sejusa's opinion, the conduct of operations by the people they were hunting did not qualify them to be politically motivated rebels, but just thugs marauding and causing mayhem and chaos in the country. Why doesn't Sejusa Tinyefuza speak it for himself as Godfrey Senoga opens the whole story for us? Courtesy of OwanaPaedia.
And he shares all this history with you so that you can make informed choices. Tony Owana really loves our history.
Flying over these large savanna-like lands, one would get the impression that all is quiet in these green shrubs. Behind these green shrubs lurks bands of marauders actively on the march to prevent peace coming to the people in the region. The areas of Gulu and Kitgum have been befallen with insecurity that started off in a rebel uprising way back in 1986, which has now degenerated into a chaotic movement of armed brigands. The impact has been devastating to the ordinary people who are caught in between army mop-up operations and rebel fury on the other side. The rebels hunted down by government troops and civilians armed with bows and arrows have reacted most vengefully against any form of government collaboration with the most unorthodox methods.
I wouldn't call them rebels. Rebels have a political motive. They have a leadership. They have a social organization. And they have a long-term objective. They have an agenda. But fellows who go around raping girls and so on. Those are not rebels. Those are just thugs. So even the term should be changed. The rebels were those we fought in 87 and 88. That was the group led by Rakwena, who believed in the Holy Spirit to rule, and supported by former UNL officers whom we destroyed, like the groups of Kirama, like the El Kodwars, like. But since that, of course, after the defeat of Rakwena, when she fled to Kenya in 88, then the father came up Rukoya. So he proclaimed also his movement. And his movement was anti-people movement. He was just loitering around, burning granaries, killing people, roasting them, hanging them along the roads, in far deep villages where you could not afford to place units, because we don't have enough troops to guard every village, every parish, every school, every shop.
Recently, Sacred Heart School in Gulu was the most recent victim. Rebels broke into the school and abducted some girls who were later released. Two of them narrate their experience.
On Monday night, and I was in the asleep in the dormitory, heard a knock at the door, and I got up and put on my skirt. But then I was having only a blouse, and I took on my uniform skirt and put it on. Then I rushed and carried my bag. I wanted to enter into a certain hall, which was in the dormitory. Then I was not able to put the bag there in the hall. Then I left the bag down, and I jumped into the hall. They entered inside. I started telling girls to rush outside, to carry their things and go with it outside.
In fact, when we started from this school, those people came, they were around 20. Then they entered the dormitory through just cutting the door with the panga or the axe. Then they went inside. They asked the girls to come out. They should carry their handbags, and also they should put on the shoes.
A lot of critical debate has risen over whether it is not the civilians inciting the wrath of the rebels if they harass them with bows and arrows. So what do the civilians themselves say?
I say very clearly that the decision that was made by the people of Acholi, 890 in number, sitting together, reviewed the insecurity in the district, and they decided that they have to defend themselves. The primary duty of a householder is to defend the family, and it is traditional to have an arrow, a spear, and a panga. These weapons were apparently abolished by Amin. They were all removed from us. And we can't expect the army to defend every single household. So we came up to join hands with the army and fight alongside, and the army also had to look after us with guns.
The Gulu and Kitgum residents sleeps with dreams of a dawn without rebels, operations, and a dawn of peace. This almost 5 years since the insurgency began might not be a good idea for the perpetrators of war.
That is about 33 years ago as we speak, and by the grace of God and the activities of generals like Sejusa and the UPDF, that region is now peaceful and prosperous. And Joseph Kony, wherever he is, he's right now not capable of causing the kind of chaos he was causing at the time. Special thanks go to Godfrey Senoga for having captured that for posterity. OwanaPaedia still has plenty for you. Watch out for what is coming next and keep tuned.
This joyous occasion has been staged by His Excellency the President to acknowledge the achievement of the Uganda cranes in lifting the challenge car for Eastern Africa.
Banange, have you subscribed to OwanaPaedia? I don't know what you are waiting for.
OwanaPaedia, Owana for history.